Introduction. There are stories in literature that do not feel like fiction. They feel like warnings. King Lear is one of those stories. It is a tragedy about a king, a family, and a decision that destroys everything. At the center of it all is a simple question. What happens when power is given away to the wrong people? Act 1. The decision that starts the collapse. King Lear is old. He is still powerful, but he is no longer certain of how long he can rule. So he makes a decision that seems, at first, almost reasonable. He decides to divide his kingdom among his 3 daughters, Goneril, Regan, and Cordelia. But before he gives them their inheritance, he demands something unusual. Each daughter must publicly declare how much she loves him. At this moment, something important happens. 2 daughters, Goneril and Regan, understand exactly what he wants to hear. They speak with dramatic, emotional language. Their words are exaggerated, but convincing. Then comes Cordelia, and Cordelia refuses to perform love. She does not flatter him. She does not exaggerate. She simply tells the truth, that her love is natural, not something that can be measured in speeches. But Lear does not see honesty. He sees rejection. And in a single decision, he disowns her. He removes Cordelia from the inheritance completely and divides her share between her sisters. At the same time, another story begins quietly in the background. The Earl of Gloucester has 2 sons, Edgar, who is legitimate, and Edmund, who is not. And Edmund begins to plan something dangerous. He decides that honesty will not help him, deception will. This is where the foundation of betrayal is laid, not only in one family, but in 2. Act 2. When power begins to turn. After dividing the kingdom, Lear expects respect. He believes he will remain treated as a king, even without a crown, but he is wrong. Goneril and Regan begin to change, slowly at first, then openly. They question him. They limit his authority. They treat him less like a ruler and more like a burden. Lear begins to feel something unfamiliar. He is no longer obeyed. At the same time, Edmund's plan is working. He convinces his father, Gloucester, that Edgar is dangerous, that he is plotting betrayal. And just like Lear, Gloucester believes the lie. Edgar is forced to flee. To survive, he disguises himself as a mad beggar named Poor Tom. So by the end of this act, both families are breaking apart, and both fathers have already made irreversible mistakes. Act 3. The Storm. This is the emotional center of the entire play. Lear is no longer welcome in either daughter's home. He is pushed out into the night, and then comes the storm. Not just rain and wind, but something almost symbolic. The world itself seems to reflect what is happening inside Lear's mind. Everything is collapsing. He is alone. He is powerless. And slowly, he begins to lose his sanity. He speaks to the storm as if it is alive, and in doing so, he begins to see something he could not see before. That power means nothing without truth. At the same time, Gloucester tries to help him, but Edmund betrays his own father completely. Gloucester is arrested, accused, and taken away. The world of the play is now fully broken. No family is safe. No loyalty remains intact. Act 4. Sight and blindness. In this act, suffering reaches its deepest point. Gloucester is punished for his loyalty to Lear, and in one of the most brutal moments in Shakespeare's writing, he is blinded. But something strange happens. After losing his physical sight, Gloucester begins to see reality more clearly than before. Meanwhile, Lear is still wandering, but something in him is changing. His madness is no longer just confusion, it becomes reflection. He begins to understand human suffering, not as a king, but as a human being. Cordelia also returns. She comes back with an army, hoping to restore order and save her father. For a moment, it feels like redemption might still be possible, but in tragedies like this, hope always arrives too late. Act 5. The end of everything. The final act brings all conflicts to their conclusion. War breaks out between Lear's remaining supporters and the forces of his daughters. But nothing can be repaired anymore. Everything has already gone too far. Edmund's ambition collapses. Goneril and Regan destroy each other through jealousy and betrayal. And Cordelia, the one figure of honesty, is captured and executed. When Lear finds her body, something inside him breaks completely. He holds her and refuses to accept what has happened. And then he dies, not as a king, but as a father who finally understands too late what he lost. Gloucester also dies soon after. And with that, almost every major character in the story is gone. The political world collapses, the family structure collapses. Thank you for joining me on this journey through literature and history. If you found this video useful, please support the channel by liking the video and subscribing for more content on English, literature, and culture. Until next time, keep learning, keep reading, and keep exploring the stories that shaped our world.